Every empire makes a promise. Our money is safe. Our coins will last forever. Every government insists, trust us, your savings are secure. And every single time, history proves them wrong. Think about it. From the grandeur of Rome to the golden age of Byzantium, from medieval China to the vast Islamic empires, people have woken up to find their wealth vanishing, their currency worthless, and their futures stolen right from under them. This isn't just some dusty ancient history. It's definitive proof that the collapse of a monetary system isn't a rare black swan event. Collapse is the rule. So in this video, we're going to travel through time. We'll explore how money has died again and again across different ages and continents. And most importantly, we'll uncover the timeless lessons you can learn for when systems inevitably crumble. Let's start with the big one. Rome. The Roman Empire built its incredible might on the back of the denarius, a silver coin trusted across the known world. But endless wars, extravagant projects and political instability created a huge problem. Emperors were faced with a choice: either raise taxes to an unbearable level or start diluting the silver in their coins. They chose dilution. At first, it was subtle. They started mixing in a little more bronze, a bit of lead, a touch of copper, less and less pure silver. For a while, most people didn't notice. The coins looked the same. But the silent disease of inflation had begun to creep in. As the silver content dropped, the coin's real value plummeted. Prices for everyday goods started to soar. A loaf of bread that cost 1 denarius now cost 10, then 100. Trust, the very foundation of money, began to erode. Merchants started hoarding the older, purer silver coins. Soldiers, who were the backbone of the empire's security, began refusing their weak pay, sometimes even mutinying. The mighty Roman Empire began to wobble and crack, not from the barbarians at the gate, but from the corrupted currency rotting its foundations from within. After the Western Roman Empire fell, a new power rose in the east, Byzantium, and with it came a new hope, a new standard for money, the gold solidus. For centuries, this beautiful gold coin was the anchor of Mediterranean trade, accepted from Britain to India. It was trusted, it was rare, and it was incredibly stable. It was the dollar of its day. But as history often rhymes, greed crept in again. Byzantine emperors, pressed by the constant expenses of war and courtly luxury, started down that familiar destructive path. They began shaving the purity of the solidus, stretching the gold, mixing in cheaper alloys to mint more coins from the same amount of precious metal. For a time, trade continued, but you can't fool people forever. Trust began to crack. Merchants grumbled. Foreign rulers and regional leaders started refusing the debased solidus, demanding payment in older coins or in goods. The once vibrant Byzantine economy faltered. Byzantium's gold-crowned legacy, which had lasted for nearly 1,000 years, became fragile and eventually collapsed, partly because they broke the trust embedded in their money. Now let's travel even further east, to China, the birthplace of an idea so bold it would change the world: paper money. This was a revolutionary concept. It freed trade from the burden of carrying heavy sacks of metal coins. It was efficient, convenient, and groundbreaking. But governments, then as now, loved the power of printing money far more than they loved the discipline required to maintain its value. Dynasty after dynasty, they gave in to the temptation to just print more notes to pay for their expenses. And what happened? Inflation exploded. The paper money became so worthless that people used it to wallpaper their homes. Citizens refused to accept the paper, demanding payment in silver or silk or rice, anything with real, tangible value. Cities erupted in unrest and rebellion. The grand, innovative idea of paper money collapsed under the weight of its own overproduction. Do you see the pattern here? Rome, Byzantium, China, different lands, different cultures, different eras, but the exact same fatal mistakes. First, you dilute the quality of the currency. This leads to a loss of trust. Second, you print too much of it. This leads to runaway inflation. The core lesson is this: money is just a story we all agree to believe in. It's trust, backed by either a lump of metal or a government's promise. And that trust is incredibly fragile. History shows that the people who survive these collapses are not the ones who trust blindly in the system. They are the ones who doubt early and prepare accordingly. They hold things of enduring value: gold, land, productive assets, and valuable skills. These are things that governments can't print or devalue into oblivion. And don't make the mistake of thinking, that was then, this is now. Collapse isn't just history. It's happening right now all around us. Look at Lebanon's banking system freezing people out of their own life savings. Look at the devastating hyperinflation in Venezuela and Argentina that has wiped out the middle class. Think about the trillions and trillions of dollars, pounds, and euros that were printed by governments around the world during the recent pandemic. The pattern is repeating itself right before our eyes. Monetary systems collapse when trust dies, and when they do, your paper assets can vanish, your savings can evaporate overnight. So what protects you when money dies? It's not promises from politicians, it's not reassuring statements from central bankers, it's owning real assets. It's developing practical skills that are always in demand. It's about diversifying your wealth outside of a single fragile system. It's about building strong community bonds and trust with others before a crisis hits. History offers us a clear and urgent warning. The choice is whether we listen. Don't be the one left holding worthless paper when the music stops. If you want to learn more essential lessons from financial history to protect your future, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Because those who ignore the mistakes of the past are not just destined to repeat them, they are destined to lose everything in the process. Thanks for watching.